Good morning, quality professionals. It is really nice to be in touch with you as part of this quiz contest which I have introduced a few months ago. Thank you for the wonderful response to the Monday morning quizzes. Your enthusiastic participation is what drives me to do my best. I record my appreciation to all the respondents. I'm sure the explanation of the answer will certainly help you to strengthen your understanding on statistical process control, measurement system analysis, calibration, and other relevant topics with respect to quality management. Few of you had actually requested to have this quiz more frequently. In fact, some of you have even said, why not we have it every week? Well, in keeping it with your enthusiasm and interest, I thought I should begin with doing this at least 2 times in a month. So with the result, I've decided to have one quiz every 2 weeks. That means the second Monday and the fourth Monday of every month, you will have one quiz. And this quiz, as always, will be posted as a video, at the form of a video in my YouTube channel. So for example, this Monday morning quiz, MMQ3, will be posted in my YouTube channel. So the response to this quiz, MMQ3, you could probably send it, you should send it through the Google form, which is mentioned in the comment section of this YouTube video. The first 3 respondents with the right answers for all the 3 questions will be declared winners. The results will be posted in my LinkedIn page the following Monday, which means for this quiz, which is dated 12th of July 2021, the results of this, the winners, will be declared in my LinkedIn page as a post on 19th July 2021. Right? I guess the rules are clear now. So let me move on. Let me share my PPT and move on to the exciting MMQ3. So let me share my screen now, so that you will be able to look at MMQ-03. This is Monday morning quiz from PQSI, dated 12th of July 2021. As always, in all my quiz videos, the first thing I do is I go back to the previous quiz and explain the answers. So this short presentation will also have explanations of MMQ-02. So there are 3 statements of true and false which I had posted in MMQ2, for which the explanation will happen first. Then I'll have the pleasure to announce the names of the winners of MMQ02. Of course, some of you have already seen that in my LinkedIn post, but for those who could not, so this will be a way of explaining to them that, declaring the winners. MMQ02 winners will be declared. And the last slide of this presentation will have the 3 statements of MMQ-03, for which you will have to respond through the Google form mentioned in the comment section of this YouTube video. Okay, so let's move on with this presentation. So let's get into the first slide. Okay, MMQ number 2, which was the quiz in the month of June. We had the above 3 statements. As always, MMQ quizzes are all about true or false, right? There were 3 statements that were mentioned in MMQ-02, and the response was to see whether the statements were true or false. So let me get into the detailed answers for each of these statements. The first statement is calibration interval cannot be fixed by the user. Is it true or false? Well, this is false. The statement is false. And here goes the explanation. The recommended practice is to have the user fix the calibration interval. The lab or the instrument manufacturer can give a guideline, but the ultimate decision is with the user, since he or she will only be able to judge based on the actual usage condition. Any instrument can be used more frequently in some incidences and less frequently in some other organization. And it's always the user, he or she only knows how frequently it was used or in what condition it was used, based on which the user decides the calibration interval. It's only the user. In fact, in the recent clauses in the ISO 17025 standards for test and calibration laboratories, there are a lot of explanations given in the 5.10 report clause of a calibration certificate or a test certificate, which also says the laboratory should not declare the interval, the next due date, and all that stuff. They can give a guideline, but the decision is always with the user. So the calibration interval, can be fixed only by the user. So the right answer for the statement is this is false. Okay, calibration interval cannot be fixed by the user is false. So let me move on to the next statement. There is no difference between the average and range method and the ANOVA method while conducting GR&R study. Well, this statement is also false. Why? What's the explanation? Some of you will be familiar about it. The ANOVA method considers the interaction between appraisers and parts, whereas the X bar R method or the average and range method does not consider interactions. So when the interactions are significant, the percentage GR&R values from both these methods will differ significantly for the same data set. So for the same data set, if you apply the X bar R method or the average and range method, you may get a different GR&R value, a significantly different value vis-a-vis the ANOVA method. And that is why of late, most of the IITF auditors do insist on ANOVA method. Well, of course, wherever the infractions are not significant, it's not a bother, but where the infractions are significant, it will have a big difference, a significant difference. So that is why this statement is false. There will be difference in the GR&R percentages between an average range method and the ANOVA method. So let's now move on to the third statement. Third statement was P chart is selected to plot proportion defectives for a fixed subgroup size. Well, this statement is false. I'm going to share with you the flow chart which I normally use to select the right type of an attribute control chart. How do we select the right control chart for attributes data? So if your data is attribute, as some of you will already know that you've got to split them into, it splits into two categories. It could be either defects or defectives. In some situations, you count the number of defects, and in some situations, you count the number of defectives. Now, in this statement, it says proportion defectives for a fixed subgroup size. If you look at this flow chart, if it is a defectives data, there are two options available. It could be either an NP chart or a P chart. What decides this is whether your subgroup size is fixed or not. This statement says it's a fixed subgroup size. And if you look at the flow chart, if your subgroup size is fixed, then the chart that you need to select is NP chart. If your subgroup size is not fixed, then only you choose a P chart. This statement says P chart is selected to plot the proportion defectives for a fixed subgroup size. This statement is wrong. It's false. It is NP chart that you select. So the answer is false. So these, for all the three statements in this quiz, the answer was false, right? Well, it never happens like that always. So, so you need to be careful about it. It's not that all quizzes will have all false or all true. There could be some googly questions. So now I have, it's my pleasure to announce the three winners who got all these three statements correctly identified as false. Who are they? So let me share the names with you. Miss Anjali Ashokan from Ashok Leland, Chennai. Mr. Jagadish from Praxar India Private Limited, Coimbatore. Rajesh from Sundaram Clayton, Chennai. Congratulations to these three winners. I'm extremely happy that I'm able to reach out to people whom I have not probably seen them in my training program, or like for example Jagdish is for the first time I was able to get in touch with him because of this quiz. I am really happy to meet up with people like this, beyond my network of people who had attended my program. So it's so nice that this entire movement of this quiz is picking up, and I get more responses. And I really request all these three winners also to promote this, because now we have 6 winners. In fact, the whole idea is to consolidate all this quiz and the winners, and probably release it in the form of books, maybe in 6 months or 1 year from now. So please encourage more respondents. In fact, some of them got 2 questions correct. Some of them had all questions wrong, but not a problem. I think with this explanation, I think it's always this whole idea is not about just winning. Participation is what is very important. You need to participate, and the amount of knowledge that you get, the amount of knowledge that you get out of this quiz is probably if you continue for about 15 or 20 quizzes, which is worth more than attending maybe 4 or 5 training programs. So that's the kind of that's our intention. The objective of this quiz is not just to select the winners. The objective of this quiz is to ensure that it becomes a moment where everyone, irrespective of what levels of position, I encourage even senior management team members to consider. I mean, I see a lot of youth participating, but very few people with more experience. Probably I can understand there's a fear that, what Nanda will feel if this, if I get it wrong, etc. Actually, it is wrong. It is not. For example, sometimes even today, I learned some basic stuff. Sometimes, one of my co-consultants or, my colleagues, whenever I share something, I discuss something, I realize that, for the last 15 years, my understanding was completely different. So it happens for everybody. And the whole idea is learn and unlearn. So that's the whole purpose. So don't worry about whether you become a winner or not. Of course, I really wish you that, there's going to be more quizzes. So one day, if not today, one day you'll also be a winner. But that is not the main objective. The main objective is you need to really learn the fundamentals of tools like SPC, MSC, and so on, right? So congratulations to all the respondents. Congratulations to these winners. Now for the most important part of this presentation, the quiz MMQ 3 statements. The 3 statements, again, you need to identify whether they are true or false, and then use the Google form in the comment section to fill it out. Right, here goes the 3 statements for MMQ 3, dated 12th July 2021. Nanda's Monday morning quiz number 3. Here goes the 3 statements. True or false? Statement number 1. Measurement uncertainty is defined as the range within which the true value is expected to lie. Statement number 2. GR&R nested method is used for conducting MSA study for destructive testing. Statement number 3. Whenever the process is centered between the specifications, CP will not be equal to CPK. So these are the 3 statements. So obviously, fastest finger first. If you know these answers, whether it's true or false, I think you should not waste your time. Open the Google form in this comment section and then start putting your responses. And I'll have a look at that. And the next Monday in my LinkedIn, there'll be a post where I'll declare the 3 winners. So all the very best to all of you, and hope to catch up with you with another set of edition of MMQ Monday Morning Quiz. Signing off now, Nanda from Pick Your Side. Take care and see you soon. Bye.